For those who may not know me, I am Mya's uncle, Jonah Lanto. I've been part of the Schiele family since she was 5 years old. That means I got to watch firsthand as she bypassed giving her dad gray hairs and went straight to making him go bald. I'd like to think that's nature's way of balancing the scales for all the gray hairs Jesse gave his parents. I know for a fact that for every hair she might have cost her dad, Mya gave him 1,000 times more smiles. That was something she did for so many of us, brought smiles. People often say things like, she lit up a room, and while I agree Mya most certainly could light up a room, just saying those words doesn't tell the whole story. How does a person actually light up a room? Mya lit up a room with her outward ability to care, to ask other people not just how they are, but specific questions about their life, listening intently, watching with her bright, starry eyes. She was even kind enough to laugh at my bad jokes during family get-togethers and holidays, which admittedly always made me feel kind of cool and accepted. Mya was the energy at every one of our family gatherings at the farm, a quality she undoubtedly carried with her wherever she went. Vibrant and smiling, she was usually in charge of passing out gifts at Christmas. Anytime a mention of going to the farm came up at our house, the first thing my kids would ask, is Mya gonna be there? And she was always a good sport too, like when Grandma Lori bought her the ridiculous pink bunny costume for Christmas. You guys know the one, it's like the one from the movie A Christmas Story. Mya put the floppy-eared pink bunny costume right on and wore it, and it was hilarious and awesome. That is the kind of fun-loving spirit Mya delivered. Adventure was a big part of her life, and with partners at her side like Macy and Parker, and many, many others, too many for me to name, Mya always had willing accomplices for those adventures. In fact, Mya was pretty darn brave. Case in point, she willingly got in a car with her 15-year-old cousin Tyrion to teach him how to drive, a task neither of Tyrion's parents, myself included, wanted any part of. Mya heard this kid, her cousin, got his permit, and she came right over to teach him. She even let Tyrion drive the highway out to the farm. Most of us don't ever want to willingly be a passenger in a car with a 15-year-old boy driving. So, evidently, most of us just aren't as brave as this 20-year-old girl was. I am deeply grateful to see just how many lives Mya impacted. I am comforted to know that her time spent here was full of worthy, meaningful bonds with all those she was connected to. Her friends, family, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, those connections mattered to Mya. That was a part of life she undeniably excelled at. It helps to remind us that love is an absolutely amazing thing. Perhaps it is the most important capability we have as humans. Think about it. Humans are squishy, somewhat poorly designed, and physically fragile. We have fewer children than animals, and we are vulnerable for so long before we become independent. If we didn't have the capacity for love, as Mya did, people would have gone extinct a long, long time ago. So remember the love that Mya brought with her. Remember that living through grief is an inescapable part of life, which means we are capable of it. Grief is not something we can erase or ignore. It is unpleasant, unsettling, painful, and traumatic, but it is no less than love, no less than joy, no less than hope or beauty or faith. These are the things that Mya brought into every room: joy, hope, beauty, faith, fun, love, all these magnificent characteristics that went far beyond her smile and far beyond the words, she lit up a room. There is undoubtedly anger, and while anger serves a purpose, we also have to remember that anger can come from fear. We're afraid we've lost something and that it's beyond our control, and anger is what we react with in an effort to hold on to what we've lost. Anger can be a shield against fear, but it is also a failure to be open enough, generous enough, and loving enough. I want to say thank you to Mya for for bringing more love into this world than she took from it. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. May we all strive to personify one of Mya's greatest strengths, love. I'd like to finish with a poem from E. Cummings titled, I Carry Your Heart With Me. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful, you are my world, my true. And it's you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.